I am Dr. Ajay Joshi, and I've been associated with theatre for the last, I think, 2.5 to 3 decades. Basically, a practicing dentist. Then I did my master's in journalism and mass communication, and after working for nearly 10 years in various newspapers on my journalism, I decided to do my PhD on theatre criticism. And the journey since then has been it's phenomenal. It's been so many years since I've been working in various capacities associated with theatre, as a translator, as a professor, as a teacher, as a performer, as a compere, as a jury, as a festival director, and so on and so forth. And this basically, theatre took me to travel in throughout the country, where I've been watching theatre, I've been watching different spaces, I've been watching different groups which I've been performing. I got multiple fellowships and scholarships which took me abroad, and throughout this extensive travel and while I was watching theatre, I realized an important part also because of the diversity of our country, that it is very difficult to understand theatre unless you understand the culture and the community, because these three things are absolutely linked. And somewhere at the back of my mind, this thought was always going on, that to understand Indian theatre, one has to understand Indian culture and Indian society and Indian community as such. With this kind of a background in mind, I have written extensively. I wrote a lot on aspects of gender, on community, on theatre, on different spaces, books, and so on and so forth. But this always lingered into my mind, that if anyone was to understand Indian theatre, he had to understand Indian society and culture. And I think this is nothing special to India, but this is a universal kind of thing. It was when I was doing my book on 10 people performance. It was in 2015. I was helped by another journalist friend of mine who was helping me to get the book together, and she that time said that she had applied for the Fulbright and so on and so forth. So the first time I got introduced to this fellowship, about the Fulbright Fellowship, was way back in 2015-16, but it never crossed my mind, because I knew that Fulbright is normally meant for the academic fraternity largely. I've been teaching in multiple universities, but this thought never came to my mind. But when she started speaking to me, when she saw the kind of work that I had done for the last 15-20 years, she said, "Why don't you apply for it?" I just listened to her, but didn't really think of pursuing that any further. But somewhere down the line, this concern of mine about Indian culture, community, and theatre, and their interrelationship was always there. And I said, why not? Let us try to see if I can create some kind of a curriculum. I'd already designed about 7 to 8 courses, and I thought, let us take this concern of mine forward and design this course, which kind of interlinks in the Indian context. And so I developed this course on culture, community, and theatre, the Indian perspective, in which the main center was theatre. And I prepared a 50-hour course, and I think it was way back in 2017 that I prepared this course. And yes, the Fulbright was on my mind, but not very serious about it. And I just generally sent out this course, which I designed it, to different universities in the United States. I had no connection there. I had no godfathers. I knew no one over there. I went on the internet. I saw the courses. I saw the universities which were offering theatre courses, and I just shot it off. And within 2 or 3 weeks, I got nearly 4 replies back from various universities saying that they would like to get me there to, if I get the fellowship, to allow me to give me a space to share this work on Indian culture and community and the interplay over there. And this particular fellowship was started way back in, it's called as the Fulbright Fellowship, and the category, it has got a number of fellowships over there. It was started way back in 1960 by William Fulbright, one of the senators in the United States. And after World War II, when he decided that the best way to get people together is to have a person-to-person interaction, and that's how this whole idea of the Fulbright started way back in 1960. And since then, many years, the Fulbright has been offering fellowships, and the fellowship under which I applied was called as Fulbright Nehru Academic and Professional Exchange Fellowship. And I had opted to teach, and out of the many universities which I had applied for, it was Rutgers University, very close to New York, where they had given me a letter of invitation and so on. I went for the interview, and I gave the interview. I had no idea. Of course, I had prepared myself a little bit. I passed the interview, I got selected, and it took me to New Jersey. Not the first time that I was traveling abroad, but definitely it was exciting because I was on a fellowship and I was given a good grant to go and do my work over there. 4 months of work in 2018, right from August. I did the fall semester over there, right from August of 2018 to end of that year. And I taught my course on culture, community and theatre, the Indian perspective at Rutgers University. So the school where I was teaching was called Mason Gross School of Performing Arts under the Rutgers University. The experience was fantastic because I have traveled, I have seen a lot of theatre, but never seen theatre as it happened in America. And America as such culturally, if you see, it's a very, very multicultural country because there is nothing original to America. Whatever has happened over there has come in because of the communities and the people who came with their own sensibilities from across the world, and that's how America was largely formed over there. So it was very exciting for me, and a lot of lovely experiences. And I purposely opted for Rutgers University because it was just 20 minutes, I think 20 or 25 minutes train journey to New York. And New York has got Broadway, which it's like the theatre of the world happens over there. So I wanted to be close to that. So I used to do my course from Monday to Thursday, and every weekend I used to be in New York watching theatre, meeting people, seeing what happens away from the traditional urban theatre into rural theatre. And while I was there, I was also invited to various universities to lecture on things, because we always feel that people know about India and Indian theatre, but when I went there I saw that there were so many aspects of Indian theatre they did not know of, the people whom I interacted with, and I was very surprised. It was great fun, a lot of experiences, a lot of interesting takeaways which I did over there, and I got a chance to see a lot of work, the teaching methodologies, the actor training programs, the kind of work that they do in different spaces, the entire curriculum which the students undergo. So many different aspects were there, and every time it was like every single day was where I was picking up experiences. And after 4 months, it was a very fulfilling kind of feel which I got, and every point of time I was sharing with them the 2,000-year-old tradition of Indian theatre, the Indian method of acting, the different groups which are performing over here, different theatre movements which have happened over here, the most classical theatre forms of Jatra and Yakshagana and Kathakali dance forms. So all this was constantly happening over there, and Fulbright basically, apart from the academic viewpoint, also looks at some kind of a mutual understanding between two countries. And I think by sharing and also by imbibing, I was always open to, and I don't think I ever said no to an invitation over there. So I was open to absorb as much as I can from their context, at the same time sharing my work with them. And I came back here, but I really felt that after those 4 months which I spent over there and I interacted with people, that something inside me had changed a lot, and I was looking at not as the theatre of India or theatre of the United States or theatre of Europe, but it seemed like a global family, global village, and I felt a very strong urge to share my work, and I wanted more and more people to go on this fellowship. It's an extremely difficult fellowship to get. Not many people, training, the selection process is very, very rigorous over there, but if one gets a chance to go. So when I came back, I thought it was very important that people must know about this fellowship, must learn from the experiences. And there was this whole thing pent up inside me. There were so many memories, there were so many anecdotes, stories, small little things which I had picked up over there. So when I came back, I made a program, an audiovisual program, with which I went to different universities on invitations to different theatres, and I shared my work of what I saw over there. Not only theatre, but the people over there, interesting experiences. And somewhere in that, I felt that it was important to document all this work. And then I started writing the book. At 2019, I think I started writing, just before the COVID, I started gathering all the information, getting the stories and photographs and experiences together. And on 26th of December 2020, I came up with this book, the Fulbright Diaries, it's a huge expansive work, right from the time that this idea came to my head. How did I think about going for the fellowship, my selection process, my application, all the interesting stories which happened over there. Then when I left from here to the US, the experiences over there, all those things have been collated over here. It is not heavily jargon theatre work over there. It's like a story which one keeps on reading over here. And there are interesting things like the cover page has has been designed by a photograph by Shrikant Prabhakar, who's a well-known actor over here, but he took up a photograph of the fall colors. Now, I was in a time when there are beautiful fall colors in the United States. So whatever photographs I did, there was a collage over there. There is the bag which I was given by the Fulbright, there's a bottle which I was given. At the back, there are tickets, movie tickets, which I picked up on the way. So we collected all that and we made a collage. This book was designed accordingly. It's basically divided into 4 chapters. Each chapter there is a separator which also has got a fall color which I took over there, and this Professor Manabendra Sarma from Guwahati University, I gave him each chapter, and he read the chapter, found the essence of the chapter, and has written a small little poetry of 4 lines or 2 lines at the beginning of every chapter. So this book is not just my contribution, it is the contribution of, I think, 30 years of my association with theatre, and everyone came together to make this book happen. When I came back, like I said, that I did prepare an audiovisual presentation at different centers. So this book actually ends with those experiences. So this was not just about the Fulbright experience in the United States, but even after coming back, the kind of workshops, theatre workshop that we took, the kind of sharing that we did, all that has been collated in this book. So in a way, I feel today, after this book has been released, that it's kind of a closure to this part of my life of getting the Fulbright, getting the experience and coming back and sharing. And I'm really looking forward to the onward journey when I will be able to train more and more people to apply for this fellowship and go and take this once in a lifetime experience of the Fulbright. Thank you.